Good evening, folks. How you doing? We're gonna have a whack at honing this gold dollar. It's got a few bends to it. Oops. Nothing terrible though. I've already, let's see if I can show this, killed the edge very thoroughly, just to show you that it hasn't anything left. It's quite dead. I tend to shape these the way after the way they're ground. In this case, it has a bit of a swoop, so I shaped this on the diamond plate to match this. Not so much the spine since it's wonky. First things first, let's lap our 1K. A little bit excessive. It's an Entoma 140 plate, 140 grit. Dry my fingers here, off camera. Alright, let's get started. Lay the razor on the hone, usually fine first. Apply a little bit of torque towards the heel. This is the heel right here. This is the point, and this, might as well explain this while we're here. Heel, that's the stabilizer section here. Toe, out here. This is the head of the razor, back of the spine, the hollow grind section. Alright. Applying a little torque towards the heel, now towards the toe, now the middle, now the heel again. See how the grinding is looking. It's not bad. Flip the razor over. Now since this razor has got a little bit of a twist to it, I'm going to work it a little differently than the other side. I'm still applying torque. I'm still working heel to toe. Careful observation, see what I'm doing. I've already started cutting in a flat right there. I think you can see the light. It's not going to be pretty because the spine has this going on, so I'm having to work on the side of the razor. And this is not my normal standing position. Now we're not set. I want to see how the razor's responding to me, to the hone. Okay. Wash a little of this swarf off the stone. Since I've got I trust you can see the black coming off. That's steel. Stop, check your razor. You are taking steel off. check your wear. If you see a section that looks uneven, if you think it's going to cause you grief, adjust your strokes accordingly. And you're going to have to learn what that means. I can't really force it down your throat. But torque helps a lot. Basically, I'm coming down here and I'm working the heck out of the edge of the stone. We're a long ways from set. Well, I say that, we're actually not terribly far. Oh, we're starting to get something. This is the wet thumbnail test. Edge down, no pressure. It should dig in smoothly. If it chips, gribs, if there's chips in it, it'll feel bumpy. If there's a burr pushed over from one side or the other, it'll bite in roughly. And by that I mean you've created a burr on one side, let's say, and so it runs over, folds away from the side of the stone it's on. It's coming along nicely. I recommend getting one of these. It is a portable 100 power microscope, cheap, about 10-12 bucks, delivered off of eBay. If you see me do this, this is me checking. And it's the inside, it's this side, that is following, that is flagging, I should say, and that's not surprising since it's the inside curve, as it were. And I've been asked, what do you do when you have an uneven hone line? Well, unless you're a razor factory, you're just going to have to hone on the side that needs more wear and less on the side or area that needs less wear. And that can be just like this, working heel to toe. Watch your swarf. Watch how it's interacting. Heel on your heel to toe strokes. Lighten up as you get closer. And now that we're pretty close, I'll show you something that helps a lot whenever you've done a rugged, hardcore bevel set. Okay? Put this down. This is a decently hard 5,000 grit stone. The Shapton 5000 Kuramaku. I'm wrapping it while I'm here. But before time, take one of the corners and chamfer it. Okay. I usually use the side, but I've noticed people seem to understand what I'm saying better if I say. So you've got this corner rounded, and you just set a bevel, right? Let's say you don't have anything over 25-40 power on a loop, right? And you don't know if there's any burrs that you can't really feel, join the edge, start at the heel, draw it through. Do it again and again. All right. Now, go back to your 1000. And keep this wrist straight. Don't let it flop around. You'll have a hard time doing anything with a limp wrist, other than causing trouble for yourself. Keep it straight. It's just like if you're grinding on a grinder. Feels pretty good. Feels a little weak at the heel. Remember, I'm still adding a little torque towards the edge. Not really to save the spine on this razor, but you know. Clean the swarf off my stone. It's a good habit to get into, you know. It speeds the honing up. I assume you're with me there. Now, I've been talking, so I'm not as fast as I would be if I wasn't talking. I'm going to check the edge. Heel to toe. Good there. Now, since I have magnification, I'm going to use it. Flip it over. Check the opposite side. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Do a few light, really light passes. Heel to toe. Watch the water. You want to undercut it. I'll try to show you this. If you watch the water, you will see it squeegee. And the higher it rides up, set this down somewhere, the better. Now, that was quite a bevel set. So we're going to go to this 5K. I might recommend, as a newbie, that you start a little lower. Okay? This is actually a pre-polisher. I'd recommend a 3K, 4K, but this one works. You can see from the swarf, it's cutting pretty well. That's because I roughed it up with that 140 plate, and it's got all fresh abrasives. I'm adding a little torque. But not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm watching the water. I'm getting undercut. Wasting toilet paper, but whatever. Alright. I want to visually check my polish. Looking pretty good. Still got the smile. Not the world's best job, but the grind isn't the world's best grind. The straighter your razor is, the better job you can do with less effort. But if you hone rough razors, you'll definitely learn a lot more than just honing good razors. Or nice razors, I guess. Right? Yes. Go to my linen. Drop it hard and heavy. Check the apex from the side as best I can. It's looking pretty good, pretty uniform. I'm not getting any chipping from slacks dropping. It's a way to check your edge. For weaknesses, structural weaknesses, I guess you call them. Back to the 5K. Light strokes. Watch the water. Max this 5K out, man. Get as much off your 5K, off your 1K, off your 3K, whatever you got. Whatever stone you're using, get as much as you can off of that stone, and the next stone will be so much easier, and your quality will improve. Alright, should be done with this. Now, you have these Shapton stones. Before you put it away, wipe it down. There you go. Take this DMT plate out of the sink. Alright. Now, we're going to give this an Arkansas stone finish. I know some people are going to be like, no, you got to go higher. No, you don't. You really, really don't. Now this, as you can see, is fairly well used. It's very reflective when dry. And that is all you need to get a painless, smooth shave. We're going to use water. We're going to wash our razor to get any particles off. Arkansas stones are not forgiving. We're also going to strop. Before we go to the Arkansas stone. Plenty of water on it and on the razor. And we're going to do light laps. If you use pressure at this point, you're going to chip the devil out of your edge. If you're honing warped razors, that goes double. If they've got a bend in them and you use pressure, you're going to chip it. Spine goes down first. Realized I forgot to put the light back over here. There we go. Inspect your polish. It's looking pretty good. With water, an Arkansas stone, especially one that's been lapped about 600 to 1,000 grit on wet and dry, it still cuts a little. Not much. But all you need coming off of a 5K. I'm sure I could get a better edge if I went to an 8K or a 12K. We're not trying to we're not trying to take photogenic pictures. We're trying to shave as affordably as possible. Keep it wet. Keep everything rinsed off. Don't add any more pollutants to it. Don't make a mess. Feel the stone. After a while, it'll start to feel like it wants to grab the razor. That's your polish getting maxed out. Keep it wet. Water doesn't cling to the stone very well like oil does. Alright, put this somewhere safe. If you're using water, you cannot use pressure. You just can't. It's fatal. And if you're going to hone like I am here, you better have everything maxed out. Alright. Horsehide. Beautiful polish. Looks like you could just jump off into it and swim. Beyond a mirror polish, I'd say. It's a crap. If I put my thumb up here, maybe it'll focus on it, you think? There it is. Yeah, something. Alright, I'll shave this tomorrow, judging by the acoustical quality of those pingings. I anticipate a very pleasant shave. Get my sweat off the blade. I will also spray it down with this. This is Clippercide. It is basically a light oil for clippers and shears and razors, and it will keep it from rusting. Y'all, I've kept you long enough. This has been a long video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Bye.